listeners. This is your host, Tara, and welcome to the second episode of Winter is Female. Hey, Brittany.
Hey.
We're in episode 2.
Oh my God. Look at
I
us. We stay consistent.
know! But yeah, so today we will be talking about episode 3 of Game of Thrones. A
Yes.
very, very epic episode, might I add.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, okay, let's go.
I just gotta say one thing. All right. So, first of all, can we give props to Arya?
Props.
All the props.
All the
Thank you,
props.
girl.
Yeah.
But the thing I gotta say is what's wrong with the internet today?
Okay, what's going on with the internet?
People keep making up these crazy theories, and I'm here for some of them. Don't get me wrong. Some of them are actually believable and they got some traction and stuff like this. But people are saying that Jon Snow helped Arya kill the Night King somehow because he saw her running past the Syrian, the dragon, screaming, "Go, go, go." If you rewind it back, you can listen and hear it real carefully that he's screaming, "Go, go, go." Y'all, okay. Arya did that shit. Arya is the hero in this. And don't get me wrong, Jon Snow's a hero too. But Arya is the one that dealt the final blow with the only person that really helped her are Beric Dondarrion for his sacrifices,
Yeah.
the Hound for dragging her out of there, and
Mhm.
Melisandre for her pep talk, y'all. Other than that, that was Arya. Stop it. Stop it. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest.
No,
I had
that's
to get that off
fine.
my
I,
chest.
th- I thought I thought that was a comedic attempt at trying to
Take away the
stir
woman's
up
shine.
the fans. Yeah.
Just like, why it gotta be John all the time? Y'all, this is why we started Winter is Female.
She said what she said.
I said it.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I just really had to get that off my chest because it really
No.
bothers me.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Arya did that shit. It was
She
Arya.
really did though. But we're gonna talk about everything.
Yes.
So
There's a lot to talk about.
yeah,
It was a long episode.
a whole hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Very long.
All action, too.
It was. I trying to keep up with everything.
Man,
It was rough. It was rough, but it was great.
it was. I liked it.
But yeah, so essentially the opening scenes for that episode was everyone, yeah, silence and everyone prepping for battle.
You know what I noticed about this episode?
Yeah.
They didn't have any opening, or like normally they do the before or last time on Game of Thrones. This
Mhm.
time they just started with the intro
Oh,
and
I didn't even
silence
pick up
after
on
the
that.
intro. Yeah. And normally, I mean, we knew something big was going to happen during this episode clearly, but
Mhm.
that's normally how you know for sure that it's going to be a major thing in Game of Thrones is when they cut out that last time on Game of Thrones. I mean, you can't really pay attention after this because it's the last season, but if y'all go back,
If you go back on your DVRs,
it's always great when there's no previously on.
yeah, previously on Game of Thrones. No. That opening scene,
Yeah.
it felt very very tense and just
Like they all
all
just
the
knew.
anticipation. We all knew
Yeah.
what was gonna go down.
Carnage.
Mhm.
And they had never the only people there that had seen the whites were Danny, John, Jorah, Beric Dondarrion, of
Mhm.
course, or not Patrick,
Sam.
Gendry,
Gendry.
Sam, Ed.
Yup.
That was pretty much it. And
Tormund
Tyrion, kind of. Tormund.
and the Hound.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah.
Everybody else had never seen the whites before, had no idea what they were getting themselves into,
Oh.
and just were slaughtered.
You know what? That makes sense. We're gonna tack that onto the Unsullied because
Okay.
I felt
Okay.
a specific way once it was their
Okay.
turn to take on
Just get
the whites,
slaughtered,
take on the
man.
hordes.
Okay,
But
let's talk about
we're
it.
gonna build up to that. We're gonna build up to that. All right. So yeah. So we have all the characters prepping for battle, assuming their stations, all that. Um, and then we scope across the front line. It's the Dothraki at the front, and then they show all of our favorite characters like Brienne and
Mhm.
Podrick,
At the
and
front
at the front
lines.
line, and Jorah, and then we see, and then Sam comes to his post last
Sam,
by Ed.
baby, Sam, boo boo, boo boo.
I was definitely Ed. He was like, dude, for fuck's sake.
If you don't take your ass down to the crypts, talking about you took down one white, my dude. I'm so mad at
He
Sam.
was so
He
shook. He was so
well, we
shook.
gonna talk about it. We gonna talk. I'm
Yeah. So
Sam. You fucking up.
this
Sorry,
is
that was my f bomb of the show.
Sam shows up to his post last, like literally dead last. And then we have, the look out into the darkness,
Mhm.
and you can't see nothing. There's nothing to see.
Nothing.
And then in trots Melisandre on her horse.
Once again, I rarely wanted to give like Melisandre her props, but she has been killing it these last couple seasons. I really dig Melisandre now.
Yeah.
I used to hate her. I don't know if I hated her, but I didn't like her very much. I never hated her as
Yeah.
much as Cersei, but
You know.
she burned a kid, man. It's kind of hard
Shireen
to.
did not deserve that.
Shireen did not deserve that at all, and then it didn't even work.
Right. And standing still died. Nonetheless.
Cause she was coming back from Volantis, right? So she had like all her magic and stuff back, her
Mm-hmm.
juju
Her
back.
juju, yes.
Is it Volantis? Did I make that up? It's something like that. Y'all tell us. Y'all know. Somewhere over the seas. It was the same place though that yeah, it's in Essos. It was the same place that they saw the other red woman
Oh.
that was like in the
Oh
streets,
yes. Okay.
preaching about the god of light and stuff, and that's where she went back to
That feels like
recharge.
ages ago.
It really wasn't it? It was season 6, 5? I think it was 6.
We really waited this long for this last season.
So long.
Nonetheless, so Melisandre shows up on her horse,
Mhm.
and she approaches Jorah and proceeds to ask him if he speaks Dothraki,
Mhm.
and then instructs him to tell the Dothraki soldiers to lift their swords in the air. Now, I was kind of curious. I was like,
I was
what's she doing that?
confused.
What's she doing that for? So
Can I
then,
ask a question?
what's the
Were
question?
those swords made of dragon or what are those called? Sickles? Were they made
It's
of dragon
it's
glass?
called a I watched the behind the scenes. It's called a so it starts with an A, but
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know the name of it, but whatever their swords are, were they made of dragon glass or were they just their regular
I think
swords that they always got?
I think it was their regular sword.
That was stupid.
I think it was their. I'm pretty sure it was their regular swords.
So never mind, because they had them out front too. Like they didn't know Melisandre was gonna show up.
That's true. So what did they expect them to do if their swords weren't
Just
set?
what they did.
Oh, okay. It just with no light. It would have been no. Okay, cool.
It just would have
Good.
just been that.
Anyway, so Melisandre proceeds to recite a spell that lights their swords aflame.
Which was epic. I
That
really
was
did
pretty
like that
cool.
scene. Yeah.
That's pretty
That
cool.
was really nice, especially in the dark, and you
Yeah.
just slowly see it all lining up. And
Yeah.
that was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. I like that. It gave us hope.
Yeah. Hope.
Should have known better.
That was a bad decision.
Terrible decision.
Terrible decision.
It's all good.
So yeah. So um, the battle pretty much begins after
Mhm.
that, and the Dothraki and Jorah and Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost.
What did they think Ghost was gonna do? I'm sorry.
I don't know what they thought Ghost was gonna do.
Y'all saw Summer go up against the whites. Like he got ripped up, and there was a small amount of whites that ripped up Summer.
Oh, that's
What?
true.
Y'all need to be smarter.
It's the last season. I don't think they
I
care.
know.
Uh,
Yeah, no, they don't
they
care.
don't care. Um, so yeah, so everyone is the Dothraki, and everyone are charging into battle with their flaming swords, and then as they crash into the hordes of whites, we slowly see their flaming swords extinguish one by one,
One by one.
like
That is
tiny little
just.
embers.
I was sitting there watching that in denial for a second. Like I was like, "What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?"
What's going on?
And then you see Jorah slowly limping back, and it's like, "Ooh," and he's just shaking his head.
I
No.
I I was like, oh, okay. So y'all gone? Okay.
Just all of
And
y'all.
then I saw some of the horses came back. I was like, okay, so some of the horses came back. But like all the Dothraki just extinguished like that, like,
But
and I
they
think
know
that,
better. Why did they charge
and I
them?
think that's just also a testament to how much of a villain the Night King is,
Right.
and like the army of whites and stuff. Like in the beginning, we thought Dothraki was the shit.
I know. They were the shit. They are the
They are
shit.
the shit.
Let's
They
give
are
them
the
their
shit.
credit.
That's true.
Y'all just failed.
And then they go up against the army of whites and literally just get demolished within like
Quickly.
30 seconds.
Quickly. And that was a lot of Dothraki. That was a lot of them.
It was hordes of them against hordes of whites, and they literally just got demolished.
But you know what? I'm going to say this too. Why didn't John learn his lesson from the Battle of the Bastards? You don't charge the enemy. You wait for them to break ranks and come to you.
Right.
Why do y'all keep charging people? Especially knowing they knew how many whites they had. They knew.
Yeah.
And then Danny gets all upset and mad.
Yep. She's like,
Just like John did during the Battle of Bastards. Y'all need to learn something.
yeah. So John and Danny have an exchange after witnessing the death of the Dothraki.
Mhm.
And he turns to Danny and says, "The Night King is coming," and she says, "The dead are already here."
Which means that she thought the Night King was already around, right? Is that what she was trying to say?
I would assume so.
She messed up the plan though, because
She
they were
really
supposed to
did.
wait for the Night King to come out.
She really did.
I get it, Danny. Those are your people. You knew the deal. You shouldn't have had them charge them. So dumb. I'm sorry.
So yeah, so we have that, and then we have the Unsullied
Yeah.
prep
And Grey Worm,
Grey Worm.
Grey Worm made it. I was
I
wrong.
was very scared for him.
I was wrong. Grey Worm
I was
made it.
very scared.
I was too. I really, especially when Melisandre was like Valamagordas, I was like, nope, he gonna die.
What does that mean?
All men must die.
Oh, I
Mhm.
thought I thought she was giving him a nice blessing. No,
I
she
mean,
was
it's nice. It's a nice sentiment. I mean, Arya say it all the time too, but I for sure thought that meant he was gonna die. Because he said the response back, and I can't remember what the response back is right now, but it means all men must serve.
Oh,
So I
okay.
thought for
So
sure.
pretty much
Yeah,
honorable death is what he
exactly.
was hinting at. Okay.
But he didn't. Maybe
Job.
he not gonna make it to the end of the series though. I could be wrong. I'm not. No,
Um,
I said that last time. Let me shut up.
stop. So next scene, the Unsullied basically are charged by
Mhm.
the army of the whites,
The wall
and
of
we have a
whites.
very graphic montage of all the dead's faces
Ugh.
and close up, which left me a little shook. It reminded me of Walking Dead with the whispers.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
creepy.
So
They made them very creepy.
yeah. So then we had that, and then let's see. Oh, and then Drogon and Rhaegal spew out the fire. Is that right? Oh, yep. The full battle breaks out.
Yeah. So the full battle breaks out. Um, the Unsullied get pretty much.
Sma-
Actually, they didn't get wiped out, which was surprising.
yeah, but a good chunk of them went down pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
And I thought Grey Worm was a goner, but he moved to the other side
Mm.
of the trench, and I thought that in that moment, I thought that was the moment that he was gonna die. I really, really did.
Mm.
But he pulled the
The trench.
the trench
Mhm.
closed or whatever, and then they were waiting on Danny to come light it, but her ass was off trying to fight the Night King. Oh, and they're in the middle of a storm. You know what,
Yeah.
Danny? I'm not even gonna hate on you in that
That
moment because you were in the storm.
that winter storm that was bad. Just
You were in
slept
a
in.
storm. The Night King cometh with a huge
He
storm
said, "I'm
for
here."
which it makes sense because it's the Night King. He's bringing winter, and he brought this heavy storm and just completely blurred out everybody's vision. Nobody could see anything.
Which I'm sure he did on purpose.
Well, yeah,
So
definitely. But there was a lot of people complaining about that online. A lot of
the
people
fact that he
complaining about
slept
how.
in a winter storm.
Well, no, they were complaining about how dark the episode is
Oh
and how
yeah,
they couldn't see much. And I think that
that's the point.
exactly, exactly.
Every anyone that watches TV and film
Mhm.
with like an analysis like that know that everything
It's for a
is
reason.
intentional.
Yeah, everything is intentional. Every small thing that they pick out, there's a reason for it. And that's they did that on purpose. First of all, I didn't really have that much issue. See, I felt like the things that I saw, I was meant to see, and the things I didn't see, like the Dothraki getting,
Mhm.
annihilated,
Mhm.
and the storm, those are things I wasn't meant to see. They were meant to be chaotic and dark, and
Right.
they were meant to feel like the characters do.
And I felt like that was intentional because they were trying to put us in perspective of like
Mhm.
people waiting to go to
Mhm.
battle.
At night.
Right. Exactly.
At night. It's in the medieval ages. There's no light, y'all. Y'all can't see. That's how it goes. But people are mad about it.
Let's see what happens next. Okay, so the winter storm came through. Oh, Arya gives Sansa, was it needle that she gave her?
No, she didn't give her a needle. She gave her a dragon glass.
Oh, it was dragon glass. Okay, I
Yeah,
was unsure.
but it wasn't. It was just a dragon glass, like regular
Regular
weapon.
dagger.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sansa goes, I don't know how to use it. And
Hmm.
Arya tells her, just stick him with the pointy end.
Season one. John's advice to her with needle. I loved it. Good
Um,
callback.
oh, so yeah, so then pretty much it's still full battle
Mhm.
on Winterfell. And and then it goes to Sam, who's taking on some whites, very shooketh, if I might add.
Sam needs to be in the crypts with Gilly and Sam.
And then
He was
he
messing
almost
up.
he almost gets ended, but then Ed saves him.
And then Sam not even looking behind Ed, like looking out for his friend.
Dude,
Sam, I love you, dude. You so smart. You so
he's
smart.
so smart.
You so special. You is kind.
Oh
You
no.
is smart.
Oh
You is
no.
important. You go to the crypts next time. Talking about he fought a white before.
Well, so yeah, so Ed
It's
is the
gone.
first character that dies.
Which I wasn't. I didn't dislike Ed. I wasn't
I didn't really care for him.
super. Yeah, I wasn't super shooketh
Yeah.
about Ed.
I was like,
I was
oh.
mad because Sam got him killed,
Yeah.
but I wasn't
It's like
sad because it was Ed.
yeah, I did.
If that were Grey Worm in that moment, I'd be pissed.
Let's see. After Arya and Sansa have their exchange,
Hmm.
Sansa goes down to the crypts and sees Masande, and there was no dialogue. Pretty much, she just
Yeah.
kind of went down there.
Well, there's some tension between her and Masande though. It's
Oh, probably in regards to Danny. I could
yeah,
see
and
that.
that's what it is. But it just feels weird to
Hmm.
me that they had this tension between them and they haven't spoken. You know what I mean? It's just kind of.
Like they're brushing it aside.
It, I don't know. I don't like that that's a thing on the show because I don't care, about, and I don't mean that in a terrible way, but I just don't care the fact that Masande in general, I'm just like meh.
Mm. You feel like she's just kind of there. She
Yeah,
doesn't really serve a role.
yeah, and her and Grey Worm's romance, I like the fact that it happened, but at the same time I'm like meh. It's not a huge.
Oh, like if like writers took it out,
Yeah,
like it wouldn't affect the storyline at all.
exactly,
Fair.
and it wouldn't
That's
affect
true.
me. Meh.
Oh man. Okay. So after that scene we have John and Danny are riding through the winter
Mhm.
storm, and then the dragons run into each other, and then they are all like clustered.
Which so Rhaegal, John's dragon,
Hmm.
bit Viserion, Night King's dragon, like ripped his
Yeah,
face,
his jaw.
like just clean out. He
Yeah,
had blue fire. That was cool as shit.
yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, that was cool. I like that choice.
That choice. Um,
How much extra did that cost?
I have no idea. Let's see. Let's see, and then it pretty much is so the frontline soldiers fall back, and then John goes on the search for Danny in the storm.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. Oh, Unsullied are pretty much like got their asses kicked. Oh, and then this is where they start to proceed to go towards the trenches, to light the trenches,
Yep.
and Davos is trying to give the signal,
To
but
Danny.
Danny is caught in the winter storm, so she can't see the signal to light the trench.
No.
And
And here
then,
come Melisandre.
yep, yeah, Melisandre comes out,
She okay, so Arya got best player. Melisandre got no. Arya got MVP.
definitely
Melisandre got best sportsmanship.
best sportsmanship. Oh my
She
god.
came through though. She really, really did in that moment.
Mhm.
And I really, really Melisandre's an interesting character to me because she goes through these high levels of really, really high faith and then low levels of no faith, like absolutely none.
Okay.
And I was watching a couple of videos and they pointed out that her powers at when she's dealing with the Lord of Light only really works when she has lost faith. It's the
Hmm.
only time it really works. When she
Oh.
has this sense of arrogance, and this is a huge theme I feel like in Game of Thrones in general, when you have this arrogance or this idea that you know how things are going to play out, you tend to not make it,
Mm.
or things don't work out in your favor eventually, which is kind of why things work out for John. I feel like because he has no faith ever.
I mean, for real.
He's skeptical about
That's
everything.
probably how he got here.
Right. But she loses faith in that moment. You can see it on her face when the white is coming is about to jump over the fire and she's like about to cry. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And she finally says the last word and it lights up. And it's the same thing that happened when she resurrected John. They
Mhm.
lost faith, everybody left,
Mhm.
and somehow it worked. But I thought it was a really Melisandre was just killing it this episode. She saved them. They were all dead otherwise if she didn't
Guaranteed.
light that fire, but
Guaranteed.
she pulled through.
I agree.
It just hurts my heart.
Yo, that was I. Something about that particular look that she had, like when the
Mhm.
whites were coming in hot, and her eyes glossed over, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, you scared.
Mhm.
Like you were like, these trenches aren't lighting,
Yep.
and I might die
And it
because this spell won't
also
work.
it calls back to Christianity because the Lord of Light is
Mm.
supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
Christianity in this world, and that's what a lot of Christians believe. You come through when you have lost faith, and I just think it's a very cool theme in this show.
Yeah. So, Melisandre is finally successful in lighting the trenches,
Mhm.
and that gives the signal to the dragons to come down and spew dragon fire.
Yeah.
From there, we return back to the crypts, and Sansa and Tyrion have an exchange. Sansa basically says that everyone's down there because they're useless.
Which is a good thing to know about yourself. She's self-aware. It's true. What they gonna do with a bunch of women and children? Women with children. They did have women out there fighting too. I
Yeah,
do want to. It was literally the worthless people.
she said it. All right.
I love y'all. Y'all can't fight.
Uh,
They were better down there.
and then also part of that exchange, Tyrion mentions how they should have stayed married.
Which was a weird exchange.
Yeah, it was like,
I wasn't against it though.
yeah, like I was just like, oh, because like once they were behind the
Mhm.
crypt, and everything. Well, we'll get there. We'll get
Yeah, we gonna get there. Cause
there.
I kind of was digging it.
And so, Sansa tells him he was the best out of
Mhm.
all the people she.
She only been with two. She only had two husbands. I don't know. I mean, I guess he really is
I
the
mean, in
best,
comparison.
and especially comparison to all just the people that have been like her guardians in general.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because once she got with him, they kind of stopped messing with her as much in
Mhm.
King's Landing.
Yeah.
Like Cersei and them kind of stopped messing with her so much.
Mm.
But I get it. Tyrion was everything. He is everything.
Love Tyrion. And then we have Theon, who is guarding Bran at the. Is it the Weirwood tree? I think that's what they
Yeah,
call it.
yeah, that's the name of the tree.
The
Yeah,
Weirwood
but
tree.
it's oh my god, why can't I think of the name? The Knight's what? No, that's not right. I'll think of it later. The actual area.
Oh yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
tell you.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, so we have Theon. That's not his name. Theon. We have Theon trying to apologize for his mistakes that to Bran that he's done
Hmm.
against the Stark family. Bran tells him in the omnipotent way that Bran is that everything that he's done has gotten him to where he belongs.
Brand is high. There is Brand is just the chillest.
He don't trip over
Like,
nothing.
dude, I mean, I don't know he's on, but it's like, bro, you about to die, and you just everything's cool. You
Oh
didn't kill
man.
two kids and burn
So
them to make them
after
seem like me. That didn't happen, Theon. Whatever. You made you
yo
you.
you so 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 then Bran goes to the Ravens. He transports
Which
to the Ravens,
he
and they're swarming through the
by the
stormy night
way, why
sky.
was he warging into them? What was the point?
I think he was trying to figure out where the Night King was at, cause that's where they flew, and
Okay.
they show the Night King riding Viserion.
So why was he there so long?
I don't know. I don't
Because he
know.
was there the rest of the
So
episode.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
What were you doing? Just watching a fight, like with your popcorn and your vanilla wafers? I will never get over that meme.
Oh, with Young Thug, that was so dude. I wanted some Nilla wafers after that. I was like, oh, Nilla wafers, yeah.
In case y'all don't know, there is a meme out there of the first episode where Bran is waiting on Jamie,
Oh
and
yeah,
is is this dude in a wheelchair with his Nilla wafers just waiting on him, and it's so funny. Please go look for it.
it's pretty
It's
hilarious.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Game of
that was
Thrones memes
funny.
are the best.
So the Night King is riding Viserion,
Hmm.
and he then does his little hand thing where he commands the whites to create a path over the trench,
Hmm.
because at this point that's where the army of whites is standing after Melisandre lit the trenches, and then he commands them to lay their rotten bodies over this trench to create a path so they can storm the castle.
Which I don't know why they didn't think about that either.
Right?
Because that's not the first time he's done that, right? I lied.
I was like,
It is, yeah.
yeah. I was like,
But it's not the first time that he's shown that he can't control them.
oh yeah.
I just feel like they just never thought about. Granted, I'm not in this show. I got hindsight. That's in my favor.
True.
But I just felt like they didn't think about any of this.
No, I really don't think they did. They really thought they was like, yeah, we gonna take down the Night King, and then he was like, oh, I got you one. Just you wait. Hold my beer.
And then not only that, but how long did they think that was gonna last for? Because they've been in that situation before where the whites are just waiting. Because they'll wait forever, y'all.
They
Did
literally
they just
do
think the
not tire.
dragons were
They're
just gonna keep
dead.
going through and lighting them up? I don't know what they were. I think they were just waiting on the
I
Night
think
King, and that was their only
they were
plan
a
was to
little
get the Night King.
overconfident.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
thought they was like, oh yeah, Dragon Glass and Valerian Steel.
Yeah,
We
we all
got it.
together.
We got it. Let's go. We're
Ugh.
completely outnumbered, but we got it. Um. So, the hordes of whites storm the castle. And then
Arya with her spear,
Just started taking
whipping him,
names.
whipping him, and
Taking
Sir Davos
names.
was watching her like, what the hell?
Where you learn how to do that? Girl.
Because she really was just.
Flip.
I wish y'all could see me. Y'all can't see my actions right now.
She's really like twisting an invisible spear to and fro. Whatever.
I wish I were Arya Stark, and for real.
Oh man. Oh yeah, and then while she's in the middle of battle, she hits her head.
Oh, that
And
was
she
so
gets and she gets
sad.
injured.
Yeah.
Was she concussed? It's safe to say she was concussed, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
she was messed up. She was
She was
like
definitely
she was ringing.
disoriented. Yeah.
Yeah. She was messed up.
And then let's see. Oh, the dead giants bust through the front. I think we all knew
Where
that
was
was
the
gonna
other?
happen.
Okay, maybe this has budget. What the hell were the other giants they had? They had
They had
like
like 5. That's what I was wondering too. And I was like, wasn't it more, y'all? I thought it was more.
I guess. I know y'all got a limited budget. I know. I'm just talking shit.
I'm just talking shit.
It's just funny.
Oh, and then it switches to Beric Dondarrion talking to the Hound because the Hound is having a freak out about. He's like, we're
But the
outnumbered,
fire,
we're tied. La, la,
and the
la,
fire
la.
too,
Oh, yep.
because he got burned when he was a kid.
Oh yeah, so it was. I thought I was. This
Mhm.
this feels like PTSD. That makes
Mhm.
sense because I totally forgot about
Yeah,
the burn.
he hates. He don't fuck with fire.
But yeah,
Sorry, second F bomb. I'm done.
number 2.
Behave.
Yes, it's okay. I'm gonna put explicit. I will put an explicit tag on there. Um. Okay. Yep. So, Beric Dondarrion convinces the Hound to fight. As
Which
they
was
see
so
Arya running away from some whites.
So sweet.
Right.
Like that was his.
He's like, oh, that was that. All it took to convince him.
Oh my god, it just touched my heart.
It really did.
A lot of moments touched my heart.
A lot. We getting there. We getting there. The next scene is Lyanna Mormont, attacking the giant.
God.
Second character,
Once again,
brava,
claps
brava.
to Lyanna.
Breathe.
I didn't think they were gonna kill her. I really didn't.
Oh, I know. I
She was
figured
not
they
on my
were.
death prediction list. Y'all, I should have known.
Yeah,
I shoulda
I
known.
definitely knew. I definitely knew. And she took down a giant. Like that's a badass
Yeah,
way to go out.
it was honestly David and Goliath. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. It was fantastic. And the way she gets up after he hit her, and she still charges at him.
Yeah.
And
She
it's
got hit by like his like little club.
yeah, she got hit hard, and she still came through with the girl.
Yes.
The Mormonts are gone.
We'll get there.
Oh,
We'll
sorry.
get there.
Little Lyanna, bless your heart.
For real. Oh, Danny and John ride the dragons back up to look for the Night King.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden they're riding, and Viserion just opens fire. And then they try to go after him, but he's messed them up too much. Oh, and then we go back. So Arya, what kind of room was that in? Because I thought it was like
She was in a
old-
library.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because like
And
the
that scene was
tables
creepy.
didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a library. Like
Okay.
that's what I got from it. But that scene in general was super. I liked it.
Oh, yeah, I like the way it was executed.
Yeah, and it was the perfect break from the carnage outside,
Mhm.
but still creepy and suspenseful.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it really showcased her silence, her skills.
Her stealth. For
Yeah,
sure.
she's fantastic.
Very Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. That is who Arya is. I forgot. you done hit Terra.
Yeah.
You opened up a door.
Girl.
That is who Arya is. She
Yes.
is Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
I can't believe I never thought about that.
Oh, I knew that from the book.
Oh my god. I
Yes.
feel like such a bad gamer. You are so right. Man, and she was just getting in and out.
Yup.
How she got through there without a single hint of detection, except for her blood. That was the only thing that
underneath
made
the table.
noise.
Whoa, yeah, that tripped me out. I was like, oh, she really gonna be
I
taking
thought
this?
that she was gonna have to kill him, but I
Yeah.
forgot she's stealthy.
She's very stealthy.
Just right around. Oh
Man, that was crazy. That was tense.
how did she get caught again? Because when she got outside the door, And she was like about to close it.
Oh, oh, they I think they heard her close the door, and then they stormed that
And
door,
that's when they
and then
stormed
that's when
it.
they started chasing her, and then she runs
She looked
into Beric and Darian.
terrified.
Yeah, that. Okay, I'm gonna talk about that. But
Okay, I'm
there's
sorry.
one scene. Oh, the after that, there's the scene. We go back into the crypts, and Sansa and everyone down there hears the
Mhm.
sounds of the soldiers being eaten and attacked
Oh,
by the whites, and they're pleading for them to open the door.
can you imagine?
That's so sad.
Can you imagine? And I'm not saying they should have opened the door, but it was kind of shady. No,
What you gonna
no,
do?
they shouldn't have opened the
I was
door. You're
can
right.
you
It was
imagine them open the door?
children.
It
Yeah,
literally would have had white storming that
yeah, you're
whole
right. You're
thing.
right. They shouldn't have, but it was just very sad.
It was sad.
And I can't imagine being the because the women down there were the or the people down there, I should say. But the women specifically were people with babies.
Yeah.
So like their husbands and their loved ones are probably up there actually fighting. And I
Mhm.
can't imagine like thinking about your newborn's father
Mhm.
being out there dying like that. I just they always just make the women look so sad in these battle
For
scenes, don't
real, it's
they?
really sad. It's just disheartening.
But no, they shouldn't have opened the door, I guess.
Okay,
I
so
guess.
so now we go back to the hallways. The Hound and Beric Dondarrion are now running.
Mhm.
Arya comes through. She's basically like thrown against the door and it collapses and a bunch of whites are on top of her. Um, Beric Dondarrion throws his flaming sword and manages to get some of them off of her. She manages to escape,
Cause
but
she's stealthy.
yeah, because she's stealthy. But Beric Dondarrion manages to get stabbed in
Mm.
the ankle, so he's limping along.
And she just kept. I love Arya. She really just kept trying.
Yo, she really
She kept
did.
trying. She kept trying to get him through, and she didn't
Um,
want to leave him. And
she really did.
mm, Arya, you so sweet, girl.
And then they're
Love me some Arya.
running through these maze-like hallways, which
Mhm.
kind of gave me an anxiety attack. Just saying.
And it's dark.
Very
And
dark.
it's
And you
zombies
really
chasing
don't
you.
know if you're about to hit a wall or you're just gonna
Mhm.
have to turn either which way.
And you got a concussion, and you trying to run through that? No.
No, I'm good. Um. Oh, so they go down another hallway,
Mhm.
and then that's when Barrick is stabbed in both of
Yeah.
his sides, so
And
he's
he
even more injured. So we know he gonna die.
and he was in
Crucifixion,
yeah, he was in a
crucifixion pose.
crucifixion pose when he took them the last few blows.
And then
Ugh,
that's when the
hurts my heart.
Hound snatches up Arya,
Mhm.
and they start booking it, and then they finally make it to a room.
And the
And
Hound was kind of I mean, he wasn't shady
what? Why you say that?
because he just did not care about Barrick at all.
You know? Oh,
At all.
I mean, yeah.
And I get it. He was there to save Arya. But
And I,
it was like, wow.
and I also think that it was like Barrick and Hound have been in battle together,
Yeah.
especially against the Whites.
Mhm.
Like I think he had like a certain level of like even
He
though
can
he's
take care of
injured, yeah, he
himself.
can take care of himself.
I guess. And he forgot. And I think everybody underestimated Arya too.
Hmm.
And I can see that the Hound was underestimating her. And don't get me wrong, she needed help in that moment because she was concussed and messed up. But he just did not care.
He did not know. He didn't.
Nothing.
But they managed to make it into a room. Arya
Yeah.
props him against the door, and then back in the other corner of the room, we see Melisandre just chilling. Her and Arya proceed to have a conversation about her prophecy.
And she says, the Lord of Light has brought him back for a reason, and his reason is done. And that,
Mm.
I should have known something was up in that moment for Arya. And it didn't click. When he brought, the Lord of Light brought Beric Dondarrion back to help Arya in that moment.
Because
And that
he
was his
knew.
entire purpose.
What
That's crazy.
another dope way to go out. I
Yeah,
think.
dope. They gave them so many dope deaths, except for the Dothraki.
R.I.P. to y'all. Anyway, we still gonna pour.
Yeah, it
Pour
looks
one out.
cool.
It did. It did look cool. Eerily cool, but
It
cool.
wasn't very heroic. I mean, it was kind of heroic, I guess, but
For like when they was charging,
yeah,
it looks
that was
heroic.
it.
So then we go slash some white ass.
Done. All
They didn't
right.
even make it. So then Melisandre and Arya have a conversation about her prophecy.
Mhm.
She tells her, "You will shut many eyes: brown eyes, green eyes, and blue eyes."
And I missed it. I completely
I was
missed
like,
it.
"Oh, she gonna kill a lot of whites."
I thought that in that moment, I thought she was talking about Melisandre because Melisandre was on her list, and Melisandre said she wasn't gonna make it until dawn. So for a second, I thought she was talking about
Oh,
her.
she was like, "Oh, you gonna get me?"
I don't know what color eyes that Melisandre is supposed to have,
I
but
think green.
are they green?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe I could be lying.
But that's who I thought that she was talking about, like execute me. But then Arya walked away, and I was like, but then I forgot about her. And Game of Thrones is good at that.
They make you forget stuff.
They
That's
just
why
throw stuff at you and can make you completely forget. Cause I forgot about
I
Arya,
forgot what happened last season.
right? Just all the time. They
All
always do it. I
the
feel
time.
stupid because I never catch it. That's all good.
That's cool.
Should have caught the blue eyes thing.
That's cool.
Should have caught it.
I was like, maybe, but then I was like, nah.
She could have been talking about the whites, I guess.
That's what I was thinking too. That was like
Yeah.
my first thought.
Yeah, like go mess them up.
Oh, and then we have another epic quote.
What?
Melisandre says to Arya, "What do we say to the god of death?"
Yes, not today.
Not today.
You like my British?
Not today. Yes.
Love it. That's a good line.
Oh, that's
Game of Thrones
so
is they're good at
good.
lines. Well, George R. R. Martin is good at lines, but
So
what do we say to the god of death?
good. Not today.
I love it.
Yes. It's like it gives you like chills. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a date, bitch.
I posted it on Facebook. Somebody got mad at me because they said I was posting a spoiler, and I was like, no, it's not.
Technically, that was from season 1.
Right?
Okay,
Spoiler.
mind your business.
It's a hint.
Motherfucker. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. So we go back to the weirwood tree. We have Theon and the soldiers prepping for some whites to attack and all that stuff.
They fire bow and arrows.
Yeah.
Well, their arrow burning.
So Viserion spews dragon fire on Winterfell, and then he proceeds again to a dragon fight with Rhaegal. Rhaegal rips his jaw off, and he's spewing blue fire like a little choo-choo train. He did look like a little choo-choo train, like you know when they hit the hoo-hoo.
Not a choo-choo train.
I know I made him sound. I probably made him sound like
Like
a little
Thomas. That's his new name, little Thomas.
Viserion is a choo-choo train.
Little internet.
He a little choo-choo train. That's Viserion.
By the way, I thought in that moment, after they fight, I thought Rhaegal was dead.
Me too.
I thought he was gone.
And then he was not.
Apparently
no
he's
longer
not.
meant for this world. So
Apparently he's not, because I think he was in the trailer next week.
yeah, I think so.
Also, Ghost was in the trailer, because Ghost didn't run back after Dothraki.
Good on you, boo boo. You here to see another day? We need.
I'm mad at you. Okay, like I get y'all CGI issues, but can y'all explain?
Oh, I mean, yeah, because he, like I said, Ghost was at the front.
Right. And then he didn't come back.
Right.
And then Rhaegal
I feel
fell,
like that should
and
have
he
been
didn't
important.
get up.
Like that should have been like an explicit scene, like you see like a
Ghost.
dirty ghost
Yeah.
with like some soot, maybe a couple of like white juice.
It should have been like, or somebody said Ghost came back to something.
Right. Or we just like, or we saw him like when they do a pan of like the fallen soldiers, and we just see him walk
Like
back.
getting
There
up.
were plenty of ways y'all could have
Y'all
showed
know
us
what?
that Ghost was alive.
Even if y'all didn't have the budget for the CGI, just have a line. Just a line. But Ghost is in the bedroom. You know, something.
Ghost is in the bedroom. I think in the middle of battle, that would be the last place he would be. I'm just saying.
Where do you think he went? Because he couldn't have been fighting all those whites and made it. He had to have left.
And there was no way he could have got to any other part of the castle after the
Right.
Dothraki. And whites wouldn't have taken him down.
All right, Game of Thrones. We see y'all plot holes.
Okay, so
we see 'em.
y'all need to get it together.
We still love y'all, but we see them.
All right, so with Viserion and Rhaegal fighting, the Night King and Jon fall off their
Yes.
fellow dragons. to the ground. Then Danny finds the Night King on
Mm-hmm.
Drogon, and she just says Dracarys and
Ah,
and tries to set him on fire.
I knew that shit wasn't gonna work. We still had half
I
hour
was
left.
I was like, wait, if he got a blue dragon and the blue dragon's fire is hotter than your dragons,
What you thought you was gonna do?
I was like, this don't make it. This is a science experiment gone wrong. I don't know what the fuck you thought you were gonna get. I don't know what result you were trying to
Sit
go
out
for.
somewhere. Do and then after she lit him up to his smile, like bitch.
You cute. You are so cute. That was adorable. You just made flames
And
go.
then he just walked away like she ain't shit.
So you just made flames just go around me. That was cool. I was just like, I felt a little toasty. That was a little bit toasty.
You cute. And then he just walks away like ain't shit
He was
happened.
like, oh. So then he was like, okay, so I got another magic trick for y'all. So Jon Snow sees him.
Also, John.
Which you know what? I'm actually kind of glad it didn't work out.
Why?
Just because, like, Jon saw him, he was like, oh, I know where he at now. It gave it away.
Oh,
did you
Bran?
No.
What do you mean?
Okay, so the Night King, Jon and the Night King fell off their dragons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Danny set him on fire, and then Jon was like, boom, that's where he at.
That's true. You right.
So.
But then John ass gonna try to run up on him. You not Arya.
And then what does the Night King proceed to do? He proceeds to do his hand magic thing again.
Which John, all of y'all motherfuckers. Why weren't you lighting the dead? Y'all know what he does.
They didn't have time.
They had a dragon.
Oh, that's true. They did have a dragon. They have two.
They had two of them. Y'all crazy. What were?
So you know the Night King.
Somebody should have been in charge. They should have been running around with a torch and just.
Somebody
like
with
the
a
medic.
torch.
They would have been like the medic of the battlefield, but just with a torch,
no.
lighting dead people on fire because they should have known. Y'all know they been a hard home.
We gotta get there. So yeah,
They messed up. They messed up.
you could have did better.
Y'all need better planners.
You need better plan.
Y'all should have me there. No, I would have been in the crypts.
Okay, Sansa, whatever. No, my ass would have been in the curse too. Let me
Yeah, I
not
wouldn't have
fuck
been
around.
doing
No, I
shit.
was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna be down here.
And I would have been one of the people listening to the soldiers scream like,
That is, ooh, you know what? R.I.P. R.I.P. to y'all. I'm a burn a candle for y'all. On the anniversary,
I'm just be right here.
Lord, dude. So the Night King proceeds to raise all the dead Dothraki and
Including
Unsullied, including Lyanna and including Ed.
Ugh.
And basically, you know, raises the new members of his army of whites.
And they just come after John immediately.
And then it just goes straight to the crypts.
No, Danny comes through, right?
Does it,
No, I could be wrong. It could be him
let's see,
raising them first.
What do I got?
I think you're right.
Oh no, it says it goes straight to the crypts, and then those people are.
Start raising up.
Oh, so yeah, and then it goes back to John, who is taking on the whites, and then Danny comes down and sets them on fire
I'm mad at her too.
again.
Yes.
Okay.
Because she sat there. She she watched John run off,
Yeah.
knowing that all these things are still coming back to life. You only lit some of them on fire.
So, right.
Girl.
So
All of y'all.
all of y'all.
All of y'all. The only one that made any smart decisions this entire episode was Arya.
Dude.
And Melisandre. She came through too. The only folks.
Man, so yeah, so John is fighting the whites, and then some of the whites attack Drogon, which that sucked.
And he flew off like, bye, mom.
First of all, you ain't gonna have me in this situation. I'm not gonna get got because
I felt bad because he was crying.
he was really sad.
I mean, because they biting him and shit, I'm sure. And probably stabbing him, actually.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That's like he was like, "Get off me."
And just shaking them like ticks,
Yeah,
like fleas on a
yeah, like
dog. Just
ants. Yeah. So Danny climbs off, and is almost attacked by a white, but then Jorah shows up and saves her. John enters the walls of Winterfell.
oh
Passes
yeah, he was
passes
trying to get
Sam.
Bran. He was
Yeah,
trying to get to
he was trying to
Bran.
get it to Bran because the Night King was on his way. He was on his way. He sent a text, OMW. He was like, bloop.
They knew exactly where he was
He was like, I know
going.
where you at. You dropped your pen. You at the Weirwood tree. I'm coming. Hold on, I'll be right there. Um,
Godswood.
this was called God's.
Yeah, the Godswood.
Wow, I'm calling it the wrong name.
Goodness, that was gonna kill me,
I,
y'all. The Godswood.
God's
Because that's where the gods are.
Well, this is where the gods are. I mean, that makes sense. That was the only tree that was in bloom in winter, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, John enters Winterfell and he passes Sam, who's being attacked by whites, and
Which I'm glad he kept going. Sam fucking
it
up.
was a very much every man for himself.
Sam, no. Sam was gonna get John killed in that moment too. I'm glad. He should have kept running. He had to get to his brother. He had to choose between Sam
Yeah,
and his little brother, who really can't defend himself, really.
right.
And he chose his little brother, and I'm here for it. Sam was messing up all episode.
Okay.
Talking about he
She,
fought whites.
oh,
Sorry.
you mad
I'm
as
never,
fuck.
I'm never letting that go. I love Sam. He just messed up. All y'all messed up this episode, but it's
Man,
cool. It was a good episode.
it was.
It was fantastic. There were
Uh,
no dumb decisions. There wouldn't be a show.
that's true. You're so true. Theon. What goes back to the tree? Theon runs out of arrows. And then goes back to Danny and Jorah. She tries to defend herself. Try.
Which I was here for. I was here for her picking up a weapon because
Mm-hmm.
she's never wielded a weapon. I don't think.
No, no.
I don't think I've ever seen Danny with a weapon, and she did the damn
She would have
thing.
been wired with a Dothraki if that was the
The
case.
only thing I have an issue with is she kept pushing, and I don't know if y'all noticed it. She kept pushing Jorah in front of
Yes.
her.
I thought I was the only one. I was like, dude.
I was like, "Ooh, you snap it!" And he was the only one getting hit. And I knew he was. I know that it was on purpose, and he wanted to do it for her. I was not here for her pushing him.
No, I definitely was not. I was pissed. I was pissed.
And then coming in to help him after he got stabbed like a shield.
Dude.
I wasn't here for it. I'm sorry, Danny. I wasn't here for that. You always using Jorah. He did one bad thing in season 1, and you've been holding it over his head ever since. And he died for you. It's all good.
She was like, I'm done.
I'm done.
So we have Sansa and Tyrion hiding from the whites and listening.
They didn't even try to help anybody else.
They had a whole moment while their people
Holding
were
dragon
being
glass. Nobody else
slaughtered.
in the crypts had dragon glass, and they the only one.
Sansa. When you said y'all was useless, you was right. Even with
Just
the,
nothing. They gave you that. I thought that Arya was giving her that to defend the crypts.
that's what I would have thought. What else you gonna
I
give
guess we
someone
gave
a
her
weapon
too much
for
credit. We gave her too much
to
credit.
defend themselves? We did,
We gave Tyrion too much credit too.
man.
We can't just hate on Sansa. Tyrion messed up too. Y'all both was hiding. Everybody was hiding, but y'all had the dragon glass.
You could have made a lot of things happen. There could have been a lot.
At
less
least
casualties.
Tyrion, and then Tyrion. What really bothered me about that moment, and I don't know if this is bad writing or if it's more of a testament to Tyrion in that moment,
Mhm.
but he talked about how he was useful on the battlefield. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
like how he did some stuff. And Grant, I don't know if maybe he was more talking about tactical things than his fighting, but I took it as him talking about his fighting. And in that moment, you just sit behind a crypt and watch as women and children get slaughtered.
Pretty much.
I didn't like that, y'all. I didn't like a lot. I don't know.
It's-
A lot of characters'
it-
decisions.
Yeah, yeah.
Really tested my patience.
Um. So then it goes back to John. Viserion is spewing
Hmm.
fire left and right.
And John just dodging it.
For real, pretty much.
Good and
Then we
anxiety.
come to the epic scene. There is the Night King approaching Bran.
Ugh.
Approaching Bran. Uh,
Uh.
Theon is defending him still, and they
Uh.
have a moment, and Bran tells him, "You were a good man."
You're a good man.
We have the development of a pretty epic scene,
Yes.
and it's like the slowest scene ever, and I think every fan that is a true Game of Thrones fan has been waiting for this moment for
This
like
moment.
ever.
Dude,
Since like
so wait,
season
hold on.
one.
Have you seen the video of the Night King and the Night Walkers walking up on Bran and it's like different walk up
Are
music?
you talking about the one Tim posted? Yeah,
Probably.
I saw that. I
With
did
like
see that. Yeah, it was
Kanye.
like regulators. I was like, what?
Y'all, if y'all haven't seen that, like, honestly.
Da, 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 da. I felt that.
And it's just all different walk up music and it's the best. Please check it out. It's watch the episode first and like
Yeah,
see how
it's
serious
so
it is
funny.
and then watch that.
So hilarious. So hilarious. Bran tells Theon, "You were always a good man."
Which was just so, oh my god, so
It
sad.
was.
So
And
sad.
Theon prepares his weapon and he charges towards the Night King,
Which we all knew
which we
was
all
just,
knew. And
as soon as Bran said you're a good, he knew what was up.
yeah,
He knew what was
and
up.
then the Night King breaks his weapon and proceeds to impale him with it. So that was the end. And then
R.I.P.
he slowly
Theon.
dies. He was actually still alive. They show in another scene.
And can you imagine? This is a really heartbreaking moment for me that I realized. Theon in that moment thought he failed Bran.
Yep.
He thought he gave his all to save him, and the last thing he sees, I think, that I interpret it as, is the Night King stepping over him to get to him.
Yeah.
And that is just such a, I don't know, that's a really heartbreaking thing for me to think about as a character development thing. I just think that
Like
that
it
was
reduces
just,
him, you think?
I don't think it reduces him because we know what happens. We know that really is what set up Arya, I feel like. Um and gave her a chance, because really if he hadn't have done that, then the Night King probably would have been over I don't know. I don't know. But they keep pointing out that everything happens for a reason. Everybody's in a certain place, in a certain spot,
Right.
at the right moment, for a reason. And I really feel like Theon's moment in that time was to help set up Arya's
Oh, to
surprise.
be the diversion.
Yeah. And to think that he didn't know that and he doesn't know the outcome, that he actually did save Bran, it's heartbreaking to me.
Oh,
I really
yeah.
wish that he had been, I get that was his redemption and maybe he did feel redeemed in that moment. But I wish he had known what his sacrifice meant.
Oh,
Is all.
okay.
And that's just me being an optimist.
No, that's fair. I can,
and
yeah.
a dreamer.
A
but
dreamer, yeah. uh,
How
I can see that. Like, I definitely think that he it definitely didn't feel like it was, and I think that was on purpose. But as honorable as we knew it was, it also felt like that scene felt like it was downplayed a little bit. Like,
because he sacrificed everything, and that's a big deal for Theon.
Right. So yeah. So Theon
God bless you, Theon.
is
R.I.P.
is dying as the Night King and Bran have this long eye exchange.
What the hell, Night King?
You know, they're
Like,
just building up the tension. You know how he is, just stares at people.
he ain't do that to the first 3-eyed Raven and killed him right away.
That's true.
Get out of here with this.
And then
No,
and then it
kidding.
cuts to
I'm
one of
glad.
the it cuts to one of the generals hears
Yeah.
a wind whooshing
Mhm.
whooshing by. And then
Yeah.
as the Night King gets ready,
Ah,
Arya Stark
out of nowhere,
pops
bitch.
out the darkness,
Ah.
and the Night King turns and he has her by her neck.
And she does the same move.
And
The
she
same
has
move.
she has the dagger in her hand. She looks like she's been defeated, and she drops it. and she catches it in the other hand and she stabs him and literally ends
Bam!
the war.
And that was the same move,
Hurrah!
that she pulled on Brienne when
Yup.
they had their little squabble back in the day.
Yep.
That was last season.
Was it? Yeah. Was it?
Yeah, and she pulled that same move, and it was just perfect,
Yes.
perfect.
So gratifying.
She is Azora High,
Yes.
which a lot of people are very mad about. A lot of people are upset that it was Arya
Why?
because I think that people, and this is just my interpretation of it.
Okay.
I think that people are misinterpreting George R. R. Martin and the things that he has blatantly told us. When people show you who they are, believe them. In the words of Maya Angelou.
Mm,
So he always says,
I'm sorry.
he always says that like the prophecy doesn't mean shit. The Azora High prophecy.
Mm,
Prophecies in his world don't mean anything. When you think that people are being built up for something, chances are they're not.
mm-hmm.
Hence the Red Wedding, hence Ned, hence everything in the show leading up to this point. So the whole Azora High prophecy being fulfilled or not being fulfilled, I suppose, is more so like how George R. R. Martin would have, in my mind, would have wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes more sense to me that it's not Danny or John because those are
Oh.
predictable choices.
Yeah.
I didn't see Arya killing the Night King. Honestly didn't.
Mm.
She was not on my Azora High list, and I think that was perfect because she's the only one really who had the training to do it.
True. Mm-hmm.
She's the only one that could have done it. She's the only one that could have done it, and I think that to me was the perfect person to do it. She's an assassin, not
That's what
a
she's meant to
warrior.
do.
Exactly. She's meant to sneak up on you and get you from behind.
I put for some reason I put in my notes. I was like Arya Stark for president.
Seriously, she did the damn thing, y'all. Can y'all imagine next episode? She's not even gonna want to have the recognition for it, but Gendry gonna want that next episode.
Oh. Hey, Genji gonna be like, "Hey,
Hey,
girl,
hey, what
you
are
the
you
Night King Slayer.
doing?
Let me, you the Night King Slayer, girl. Let me get some of that." Nonetheless, so yeah, after that epic scene, we go back to Danny and Jorah. Jorah basically just gets stabbed and dies in Danny's arms. And
Which is
then
probably how he wanted to go anyhow.
that's what I assumed too. There was like,
Probably after they had sex, but it's all good. My bad, Jorah.
yeah,
I'm just letting you know. I'm
I mean,
sorry.
yeah. So the definition of unrequited love, might I add.
Oh, and it was so Drogon like wrapped himself around
Like it was
him.
supposed to be a heart or something. He was gonna make a heart with his wings or
Yeah.
some shit.
Oh, he was hugging them.
Oh, whatever.
He missed Jorah too. Jorah been around since
Oh, since he
Drogon
was
before.
in the egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
No, no.
He been there since the beginning. He the only one with Danny since the beginning. Nobody else been there since the beginning but him.
Dang, dang. Ride or die.
That just hurt me.
Ride or die. That just hurt me.
Khal Drogo gone. Jorah gone. That one dude that was a knight is gone. What is his name? The one
Oh,
that died with the Unsullied. Or when the Harpies came in and killed him. Ooh, I can't remember his name.
you talking about the one dude that wanted to sleep with her?
No. No, the knight. He was an old dude. He saved her in season 2 from being poisoned. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, blank. I'm blanking out. I know. I do.
Oh my
I do
god, I can't think of his
recall.
name.
I do
Yeah.
recall.
There's a lot of names in Game of Thrones,
It
y'all.
is a lot.
And he ain't been around for a couple seasons, so he
He gone.
died.
And then we go to Melisandre removing her choker as she walks out into the dawn, and she just withers into an old woman and turns into dust.
She fulfilled what the Lord of Light had for her. And that's a big deal because she was hundreds of years old.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the closing scene for Game of Thrones
Which
episode
is
3.
beautiful. Just beautiful. How did you feel like it was a lot of build up for nothing for the Night King?
I was I definitely expected my emotions to be played with a little bit more
Mhm.
than what they were.
Mhm.
Like I still felt I was like, oh, it was satisfying. But I also didn't feel like, oh my god, why they
Yeah.
take my homie? They didn't kill any characters
And I was
that
and maybe
are
it'll
my
be
favorites.
more toward the end of the season, more big people will die. But
Yeah.
I felt the same way. Like I was like, oh, nobody huge
And it was like,
except for
and then all of
Jorah.
that, the Night King died on top of
Yeah.
it.
But I guess that's the whole point of Game of Thrones is I don't know. I always thought that the entire point of Game of Thrones was to prepare for the long night.
Hmm.
But apparently it's about the Game of Thrones,
Literally.
which makes sense too. They're going after Cersei. She's going to be the big bad of the rest of the
She's
season
the enemy.
or series.
Yeah. How do you? What did you think of the teaser?
I don't know. I've heard that there's going to be another battle.
Ooh.
And I mean, they have to. It's the Golden
Yeah.
Company. They have to do something with the Golden Company
I'm excited to see what they can do.
without the elephants.
We
I'm,
not.
I'm never gonna let it go.
The elephants.
I know that it's really unrealistic to think that they were gonna have elephants, but I just think it's funny. But they have to do another big battle,
Hmm.
and I think, yeah, honestly, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen for the rest of the
Mm.
series. 'Cause I thought that the big battle wouldn't be the big battle, but I do have a theory. You want to hear my theory?
I'm down.
This might be an out there theory,
Okay.
but I think at the very end of the series, it would be super cool if they like win the Game of Thrones and like whoever's supposed to be on the throne is on the throne, blah blah blah, and they like pan all the way up north,
Hmm.
and either the old Night King or a new Night King is forming. Because don't forget, this is not the first time that they battled the Long Night. This is not the first time that
Oh,
they
okay.
battled the White
Hmm.
Walkers. And I don't know if that's going to happen because I know that they've said, I believe that they said the first time they beat them, they didn't really beat the Night King. No, they did because Azor Ahai stabbed him with that one Lightbringer. Nope, I lied. They just drove him back. But now they've actually killed the Night King, so I don't know if they're gonna do it. But I think it would be really cool as a way to show that history repeats itself, and I think that's
Oh.
kind of a big theme in Game of Thrones is history repeats itself when we don't learn
So
our
you think there's
lessons.
gonna be another series?
I don't know.
Oh, or you
I
think?
know they're doing a prequel.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing anything after that. But I just think it would be just a for me, it would be a cool way to end it because then it's open ended. If they did want to bring it back 10 years from now,
That would be dope.
whatever.
A
Or
show
it
that's
would
that
just be a good way
versatile.
to end,
Yeah.
to show history repeats itself just like it always does in Game of Thrones. Azor Ahai is not new. The White Walkers are not new. This battle, Targaryens are not new coming over with their dragons. All of this is just repeating itself over and over and over again. And it will just be cool to see that
Another
happen.
adaptation of it.
Exactly. It come to fruition again. I'm a huge history,
Buff. Yes.
yeah, history nerd, and I like to see the cycle of things and learn
Hmm.
from history.
That's true.
Those who don't learn their history are doomed to repeat it, and I
True.
really do feel like if they don't write it down for the Citadel,
Oh, dun,
it's
dun,
gonna repeat.
dun. That's true.
I don't know. I just think it would be a cool way to end it. A very bleak way to end it.
I
Which
do
I think
like
Game of
Bleak.
Thrones is about.
I
Yeah.
do like I do like my Bleak. You
I don't
know.
like happy endings. And after this,
I feel like that just kind of tells like what kind of like how our generation is. Like, no,
yeah.
don't give me the happy shit.
No.
I don't
Give me
want
the
it.
depressing.
Give me the dystopian alternative. I'll take that any day. Oh,
I don't
they
want
gotta
this
fight
happy
each other to
shit.
survive. I want it. Give it to me.
Yep. And I do think Danny and John's kid is gonna rule the Iron Throne, and
I don't know how I feel about this child.
it's
I feel like it's gonna be
happening.
beautiful.
Y'all think it's gonna be next episode?
You
I don't
think
know.
she's still gonna want it after she find out that's her nephew? After find out that's her nephew?
Yeah, I don't think she gonna care. No, I mean, because Targaryens are used to
Oh yeah,
incest,
yeah, that's
and
true.
they're used to marrying within their own family, and in the books, she's actually expecting herself to marry Viserion. her brother. So she kind of has it in her head that that's normal.
Oh.
And her father and her mother are brother and sisters. I don't think it'll affect Danny.
She's okay. She's like whatever.
Yeah, I think it'll affect John a lot more. And if you notice, that wasn't her first instinct when it happened. Wasn't I screwed my nephew? It was you trying to take the throne from me.
That's true. That's probably why she just like put it out her mind. She's like, never mind, we're related, whatever.
Screw that. You're trying to take the throne. I don't think she's gonna care. I think he'll care. Yeah.
All right, listeners, this concludes the third episode of Winter is Female,
Blah blah blah.
episode 3 of Game of Thrones. We appreciate you listening, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye.